What is good, everybody? What's good? What is good? Big Game James in the house. Wait till y'all get up in the building. Thought I'd go live right quick. What up, Christopher Gibbs, Dominique Boone, Ralph? Is it Ralph Williams, Dallas Cowboy for life? Zaire Jacobs, what's good with you? T Smooth TV over here on YouTube. What's good with you? Those were all my people on Facebook. Keep on coming on here. Let y'all gather on here. Before I got to say what I got to say, I was just listening to this. Listen, I'm a old school rap head. I'm an old dude. What's good? What's good? Is it Trey Wells? What's good with you, dog? Adam Casanova. What's up with you, big dog? Christopher Gibbs, how you doing? I'm an old school guy. You know, I listen to the 90s. That's what I was in, 2000s, 80s. I listen to all that old school, but I like some of these young dudes. But before I came on here, two guys that I really am not fond of, like I don't think they're good rappers at all. But this song that they did together, I like. Like I don't think y'all good at all. So don't ever jump out there and quote me like I think these are good rappers because I don't think they are. But that Kodak Black with French Montana, that bite down. I like that song. I love that beat. That beat is ridiculous. They flowed perfectly on that song. It was a good song, and I played it back like 7 times in a row. Bite down. That's what we about to do on these Eagles. Bite down. What up, Buddy Johnson? What up, man? Yeah, I ain't hating on you, dog. Second freaking players. I ain't hating on you. What's up, Lewis? Shane Scott, what's up with you? Get on in the building, man. Because we got some news to talk about, some things that have been thrown in the air, man. Cowboys making some moves, but I wonder who's really making these moves. You get what I'm saying? Like, so we hear in the media right now, we hear that we seen the Everson Griffen. We had the late night hype yesterday. Shout out to everybody who was in the hype. Y'all were great. Y'all were in the building deep. But remember, we did the late night hype yesterday. Last night, we talked about Everson Griffen being traded over to the Lions for a conditional 6th-round pick. I wish it would have worked out. I was super geeked when they signed Everson Griffen because I saw what he was at Minnesota. I thought he would be a player that they could really add to that defensive line with Alden Smith, DeMarcus Lawrence. I thought it could be very formidable. But obviously, we've seen it didn't work out. So I'm not mad at them for getting rid of Everson Griffen, and you got a draft pick out of it. You sign up for $6 million, you only have to pay $3 million now, and you get a 6th-round draft pick out of it. Yeah, it's not a great pick, but you can trade picks up. Obviously, when you have a team that you have right now that doesn't have a good record, you need picks. So any kind of pick you got, you brought him in without spending a pick. You got rid of him with getting a pick. That's a smart move. So that's okay, in my opinion. Yeah, lock jaw. You know what I'm talking about, T Smooth. What up? Oh, Sheila. Um, but Everson Griffin's gone. We'll see what he says over in Detroit about this staff. I don't really care because it don't really matter. But now it's in the news that Don Poe and Jim Schwartz. Yeah, we're gonna whoop y'all ass this Sunday. We're gonna beat y'all. I ain't gonna say we're gonna whoop your ass, but we're beating Philly. I'm standing on that. I'm riding on that. I don't care if anybody else is not riding with me on that. We are going to beat Philly. You can say I'm delusional. You can say I'm crazy. You can run your mouth. I don't give a hell. We're beating Philly, so I don't give a hell what anybody else says to me. Whether you're on my side or not with it, I don't care. Dallas is going to beat Philly this week. So, um, Now they're talking about releasing Dontari Poe and Daryl Worley. The free agent acquisitions that were brought in from the Cowboys, not great. We saw haha Clinton Dix gone, Poe gone, McCoy gone, Worley gone. A lot of them have been bust. It happens. You never can tell, but they went out there to try to get him. But now you got a Poe going away and Daryl Worley being gone. I'm not tripping off that because Poe, you know what? Not to even bring up this flag shit, but when he took that knee and really was going back and forth with Jerry, it just didn't feel good for me with Poe. It really didn't. I'm not even being on that flag stuff. It just didn't feel good. And then you didn't have the performance. I could easily see Jerry saying, I don't need you anyway. But what I wanted to say to you guys and what I wanted to ask people in here, I don't fly, eagle fly. That crap is whack as hell. We're going to beat y'all. And then only thing I want to say is when we beat the Eagles, when we beat y'all, please don't run. Please, you Eagle fans, don't run. You get what I'm saying? Because when we beat you, because I remember, I keep on going back to that 2015 season when we had lost 6-7 in a row. Everybody was talking trash about Dallas, blah, blah, blah. We were the kicking, everybody, we were the laughing stock of the league. Everybody was laughing at us since we had did everything we did in 2014. We lost Romo and Dez. Everybody was just jucking it up that Dallas was sucking and whatever. And I didn't feel like the games we were playing, we were going to win. But that night against Washington, I made a live and I said, I just feel it. It's everything is against us, but we're going to beat the Redskins. We're going to beat y'all. Everybody was talking trash. You ain't beating us. We're going to whoop y'all ass. Wooty, wooty, woo. You coming in our house, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? I made that live because I knew. I felt it in my bones. And guess what? What happened? That 7-game in streak lost, was over, and we beat them Redskins. And I'm feeling that with these Eagles because they just keep running their mouth and everybody's going against us. And I just feel like going to rise up. And this Danucci kid, I'm not saying he's going to breed great all year, but I feel like he's really going to eat up this matchup. I'm not saying he's going to come in experience, but guess what? When you don't have any expectations on you and everybody's expecting you to lose and everybody's expecting you not to win and everybody's expecting you to get blown out and get destroyed 35-3, 38-3, y'all, we're going to run on you, blah, 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 blah. That's when the W will come because a lot of times when Dallas is predicted to be the guy, they falter. When nobody's talking about Dallas and they say they suck, we all of a sudden come in and get victories out of nowhere. So I'm already claiming this right now for you Eagles. And when we win, please don't run because you be all in my feeds and that's all good. I'm not scared. Be in the feeds, but make sure you're still in the feeds when you lose. Cause see, I ain't going to respect you if you ain't in my feed after you lose. You feel me? I'm going to respect you when you in that feed all the time. Cause see, I'm here every motherfucking time. Excuse my language. I'm here every mother sucking time. I ain't running from none of you guys or none of your teams. Just make sure when we beat y'all, you're in my feed. Make sure you have that energy when you're typing on my page and you're typing in the comments. Make sure you still have that energy. Make sure you are in the feed and you don't go ghost like Eastside Herald or Jim Swartz. Or I be seeing you guys be talking all that trash, but when you lose, I can't find y'all. I'll be looking for y'all. Y'all be hiding in the dirt and underneath the rocks and all that good stuff. But I'm right here taking all the bullets. See what I'm saying? Eastside Harold be running his mouth, Houston mud, sucking Texas, this and this and this. But when they was getting they handed to him every single week, how come he wasn't in my feeds? Oh, but then when they got a dub, then he up in the feed. I don't respect nobody like that. I like you as a person, but I don't respect you as a fan because I'm going to be here all the time, whether we win or whether we lose. I'm going to be running my mouth to you. I don't give a hell. I ain't going to jump in your feed when we win, you know what I'm saying, or not in the feed when we lose. I'm going to stay here all the time and say it to you. So make sure y'all bringing that same energy again, too. Make sure y'all doing that. Yeah, Jim. Like I said, dog, make sure you got that same energy when we beat you while you talking all that trash. And I'm gonna just bring this to you. You saying that don't you know why you don't want me to show them Dez Bryant videos? You know why you don't want me to show them Dez Bryant videos? I'm sorry, he is getting me off topic, but I just want to deal with him right quick. You know why I'm showing them that? You know why you get mad that I'm showing you them Dez Bryant videos? Because you remember what he did. He came on your field. You see what I'm saying? See, we don't care because you remember when Chris Richard came on your field? You remember when Chris Richard? That's why I gave Chris Richard props. You remember when Chris Richard came on your field, was bumping chests with your coaches and whatever? What happened? We whooped your ass. You remember that? We whooped your ass. When Chris Richard, our coach, jumped in the middle and was going back and forth with y'all, what happened? Everybody got hyped up and we stomped y'all. And that's what Dez did. He came in the middle of the field, was talking about Malcolm Jenkins. I don't know what they were saying, but I know he was saying y'all was whack. I know he was saying you ain't stopping nobody. I know he was saying we're going to come on your field and do what we need to do. I know he's probably was saying that. And then what happened? Them 3 touchdowns, he was eating. Romo and them was playing with y'all. That's why you didn't want to see them videos. That's why you don't want to see them videos. That's why you hate seeing it, because you remember what we did to y'all. We was smacking the dog mess out of y'all, and Dez ate. Dez came on the field, said what he was going to do to y'all, said you ain't doing nothing, and then he came in and ate. You feel me? So ain't nobody worried about that. But let me get back on topic. Let's talk about this team. So Dontari Poe gone. I'm cool with that. I wanted Snacks Harrison in the very beginning. The only reason why I went with Dontari Poe, because I was thinking, you know what? We got a big boy in the middle. We got somebody that can probably clog the middle, keep LVE, Jalen Smith, keep them free. But we already know how that's been going. But they can keep them free and be able to make plays. But he hasn't been doing it. Like it was a pass rushing defensive tackle. He had like 4.5 sacks. He's a guy that can get after the ball. But to me, he was never a physical presence. Even with that size, he was more of a pass rushing defensive tackle. Snacks Harrison was that gritty, dirty guy. Snacks Harrison was the gritty, dirty guy that I really, really wanted. So I'm not mad that that's going. And Justin Hamilton, yeah, he's young. I don't know if he's going to be a building block for the future, but I know he's aggressive. He plays hard, and that's what you want right now. Antoine Woods might feel really good that not that Poe is gone, but he was feeling kind of slighted that, you know, they signed Poe, they signed these other guys, and he wasn't a starter. So now he's going to be more of a forefront as being a starter on that defensive line. Gallimore is going to be playing more. They'll probably slide in Crawford, may slide into some Alden Smith. They mix and match these pairs. I hate that Tristan Hill is out when we're talking about that middle, because even though Tristan Hill wasn't great, you could see him, you've seen flashes of him, and you like the potential. But at the end of the day, maybe Antoine Woods says, you know what, now I got my opportunity again and I'm ready to do work. And now that's out the way and I'm ready to make plays. So there could be some extra motivation on that line. And I like how Hamilton plays on that front. Not perfect by any means, but I like him being the active activity that he gives around the ball. So we'll see what happens with that with Poe leaving. We already talked about, you've seen with Daryl Worley. I'll be the first to tell you, I hyped up Daryl Worley. I'll put it out there. I'm not scared to say it. I'll put it out there. Daryl Worley could be the starter on the right at the cornerback spot. I like the versatility that added. I did say he did have warts with his speed, 4.6 speed, but I did like his versatility at the corner and safety position. But it didn't work out. He got cooked. I do think maybe it was a little bit of scheme, but I think it was him as well. So I can take them bullets and say, you know, I was thinking Daryl Worley could really add to this team, but it's not to be so. So hey, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, let's get these young guys in. If we're talking about the secondary right now, let me look at right here. Xavier Woods was not in practice today. Oh, and what I wanted to say to you guys first. That's what I'm saying. Xavier Woods was not present at practice today, and nobody is talking about that. They're not giving a reason why he's out. So we'll see how that goes. But what I wanted to say was, I want to ask you guys this that's in the chat and in the feed right now. I want to ask your guys this. So you see Daryl Worley is gone. This is for you guys, and then I'll jump into something else. But you see Daryl Worley is gone. If they don't get any takers for a trade, you see what up, Mikael James. But you see Daryl Worley, Everson Griffen, Poe gone, right? Do y'all think this is a Jerry Jones move of saying, you know what? Because we know that they do listen to the Cowboys fans. And that media, when the Cowboys fans start chirping really, really loud, and maybe Cowboys fans might not go to these games and might be balking about spending this cash. Jerry Jones and them will jump in there and make a quick decision as far as a cut and get release of a player. Jerry Jones will do that. You know what I mean? Um, Jerry Jones will do that. So am I thinking in my head, is this a Jerry Jones thing saying, hey, I'm not trying to lose this money. I'm not trying to lose these fans, blah, blah. So I'm going to go ahead and make a move right now and get rid of these players. Or is this Mike McCarthy coming at them saying, hey, man, I can't work with these guys. You know what? I need my guys. I need my people. Because remember, I made a couple of videos a couple of days ago talking about how John Gruden wanted to come in, but he was probably putting in them stipulations. I come over to these Raiders. I want full control of everything. I'm controlling all this. And I'm going to get rid of who I want to get rid of. I'm going to sign who I want to sign. I want to draft who I want to draft. And now I got the power to do it. That's why them coaches put in the contract, because too many times management don't let them do what they want to do. So I'm wondering, did Mike McCarthy come to them? I'm asking you, what do y'all think? Did he come to them and say, I can't deal with Poe and Worley, and I'm getting these guys out of here. I need my guys. I drafted this player. They need to play. Or do you think it was Jerry Jones saying, hey, this money is, I ain't having the money messed up and fans ain't coming and fans are chirping. Let's just go ahead and get rid of them so fans can be quiet. I'm listening to what you guys say. Brandon Boyce says they definitely listen. LaRon Evans, Mike McCarthy coming to them. LaDonna Deckard says it's both. I ain't saying Julius Williams, McCarthy has never been a defensive guru. He's an offensive guy. But what I'm saying is, who do you think came to the Jones? Do you think the Joneses did it because of the money? Or do you think Mike McCarthy came to them because everybody's dogging Mike McCarthy like, oh, he ain't this, he ain't that. But when I listen to Mike McCarthy, dog, I see frustration in his face with these players. And as I said before in these videos to y'all, these aren't his players. And it's a whole different game when you come into a system and these are not your players. You're dealing with other coaches, players, and you don't know their attitudes, their mindsets. You didn't homegrown them. You didn't home draft them. This is for the prior regimen. So we don't know what the thought pattern and the mindset is. And like I said, when I listen to McCarthy, and I ain't saying he's bulletproof in this and he hasn't done wrong things in this, but when I see Mike McCarthy and I hearing him talk, I almost feel his frustration, like he's frustrated with this damn team and these players he's like, look, we can't do this. We can't do that. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. Why we keep doing it? Like, that's what I hear him saying. That's what I feel, the frustration. And these players ain't doing it. You can't just, and like I said, people were saying to me, oh, Jay, you blaming Garrett. He didn't fumble. He didn't get the penalty. He didn't get that. What I was saying was, I get that, but this is happening year in and year out. If it was just 1 year this was happening with Garrett, I would say players, come on, you guys, you got to do better. But when this is happening year in and year out, then I'm going to say coaches have something to do with this, because the same mistakes are happening week in and week out. This is a whole new staff with Mike McCarthy. When I see these things, I hear these players crying and whatever, they're not doing the plays. And I'm looking at the head coach and I'm hearing his press conference, how frustrated he is, and looking on his face, how frustrated he is. I'm thinking these players ain't good enough and they ain't doing the shit. So get them guys out that ain't there. I heard Xavier Woods sat out of practice today. If you're thinking about dangling him, fine. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Xavier Woods wasn't going to get extended anyway. So if he wasn't going to get extended anyway, see what the hell you can get for him if you send him out of practice. What up, Lord Nova? Cam M, they're not going to be able to trade a Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith and like DeMarcus Lawrence, I threw it out there yesterday. I'm like, well, like I said, I'm not the guy to try to get rid of DeMarcus Lawrence, but I am the guy to try to get picks. And if you can't get picks, the best thing you can do is offer your top commodity to see what's out there for it. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah. You got guys that are out there, and if it fits with the cap, and you know, Steven, you should see what you can get, because obviously we know this is going to be a season where probably going to be in the lottery. You got a lot of things that aren't going good, so you need to see what you have. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm cool with you releasing Poe and releasing Worley, because you need to see what you have. You need to play Reggie Robinson now. You drafted him. This is a homegrown talent that you brought in, Mike McCarthy, under your first regime. Reggie Robinson needs to play now. He can't sit on the bench. He can't be deactivated. You have to see what you have in him. Bradley and you got rid of Everson Griffen. Randy Gregory is back. Randy Gregory needs to start. He's going to be a spark for you. But Bradley and needs to play. I don't know what's going to happen with Dorrance Armstrong Jr. I will say with Dorrance Armstrong Jr., he seems, when I watch the tape on him week in and week out, he seems to have full effort. That's what I like about him. He does have talent. He seems to go at full effort, but I don't know if he's a cog for the future. So if you draft a Bradley and who's under your first command and he's your guy, then you need to put Bradley and out there because Dorrance Armstrong Jr. ain't your guy. Bradley and is. So Bradley and needs to play. What's good, Dallas Cowboys 365? So these guys need to play, and you put Reggie Robinson at safety, then you need to put him at safety and see what it is. You already been playing Donovan Wilson. Keep playing him. I mean, if you got to go through growing pains, that's understandable, but then you'll be able to get a better gauge of, are we going to keep this guy or what are we going to do with him? You need to play these guys right now. Who else do you have out there? Chidobe is coming back. You need to see. I am for. It's tough with Jordan Lewis and Chidobe because I feel like you can get them on, especially with Jordan, you can get him on a good contract like an Anthony Brown. So I'm not advocating you just get rid of Jordan because I feel like he's not going to sign big money anywhere else. So you can get him in a good contract and then maybe a different coach and just kind of let him do his thing. Because I know Jordan has been up and down, but I mean he tackles well in the secondary. I know he get lost sometimes, but you can still get Jordan on a cheap deal. He's not going to command a lot of money on the market, I don't believe. So you can get him on a cheap deal. Chidobe, I think Chidobe is going to, even though he hasn't having a great career at Dallas, Chidobe has a potential. And I think Chidobe won't get big money somewhere else, but I think he could get good money somewhere else. I just feel like he could. Those two guys I like. I'm cool with them figuring out to come back, reasonably. I'm not mad at that because you still would have Chidobe, a Jordan, Anthony Brown, Trevin Diggs. That's a good core. And then you could draft. Let's see what's up with Chris Westry. Y'all feel me? Chris Westry, I liked him, and he was really raw. I made a video about him last summer. I said he's really raw, but he's begging to play. See what he has. I mean, he's set on the roster. This can't hurt you. You need to figure out what players you have. So if you can elevate some people from the practice squad, whatever, I think Chris Westry, see what he has. He's 6'4" and he's running 4.3 speed. I know he has warts, but that's okay. See what he has. Get him out there. We know what the season is. This is where you need to evaluate your guys. Either, I'm not working with him because he's in the last regime. I'm just not dealing with him. I want my guys. You need to figure this out right now. So I think a lot of these guys have to play in that aspect. And then let's jump on the offensive side of the ball. On the offensive side of the ball, here's the thing. Here's the dilemma, in my opinion, on the offensive line. They're talking about Joe Looney's coming back. Tyler Biadasz is your center. Okay. Tyler Biadasz needs to play the rest of the year as a starting center. He's not coming out the lineup because, like I said, Joe Looney's a career backup. In the snaps with Tyler Biadasz this year, 347 total snaps. He's had 3 penalties, 1 sack given up, 2 hits, 7 pressures allowed. Not bad. I'm happy with Biadasz, and I think he's going to continue to get better. He needs to be the starting center. Right guard, Zach Martin is coming back. Here's the dilemma, because we saw how good Zach Martin played at right tackle in a pinch against the Seattle Seahawks, and how the offense actually calmed down and was better when they had Zach Martin at right tackle. But he came real strong and said he's a right guard. I wonder how they're going to do that, because you had Connor McGovern, who's the left guard, and Connor Williams is left guard. Now, I posted y'all those stats with Connor Williams. Connor Williams is having his best year statistically on the offensive line. He's number 1 in all guards for snaps played at 529. He's only had 1 penalty in 7 games. He's only given up 1 sack, 0 hits, 10 pressures, but the pressure rate is kind of high. I think it's like 2 point something pressure rate. But I mean, he's great. His pass blocking is great this year. His run blocking, because he isn't the biggest guy, so we understand that. He had to bulk up. He's not ever going to be the biggest guy, but he's done really good. I think he's handled himself at this guard position. I said he was just a guy. He's just, we wouldn't talk about Connor Williams unless he was a draft pick, but he has held up well with all the movement that's been going on this offensive line. He's held up well. That's where you're trying to figure out, because Connor McGovern, in my opinion, Connor McGovern has to stay in this lineup. Pull up someone, Connor McGovern. Connor McGovern has to stay in this lineup. You cannot take Connor McGovern out. Like I said, his last game was his best game against a very formidable front. And he gave up nothing. 0 sacks, 0 hits, 0 pressures, 0 hurries. And played a lot better from the league before. He gave up a sack, gave up a hurry, still wasn't bad, but he had 2 pressures as well, no penalties. But he got better. We're not jumping up and down saying he's made it, but you can't take Connor McGovern out the lineup now. Yeah, Reggie Robinson should definitely play. No, Connor Williams is not boo-boo. I'm sorry, Jason Williams. That's not correct. No, he's not. Go watch the tape. The tape don't even say he's boo-boo. Nah, is he a superstar? Is he regular? I'll say he's regular, but for what has been with the influx of this line, he's not trash. Come on, man. So here's my guys who have to stay in the lineup on the offensive line, in my opinion. Tyler Biadasz has to be your starting center. Connor McGovern has to be one of your guards. He has to. Damn, this is the problem. Brandon Knight is coming back, right? Cam Irving didn't play terrible, but he ain't your future. Brandon Knight is going to be your serviceable swing tackle for your future. He ain't going to be your starter, but he'll be your backup swing tackle either on the left or right side. But when he comes back, he's going to have to start. So I'm trying to think what is this lineup is going to be, because they're not going to sit down Terrence Steele, y'all. I know we don't want to play Steele. I'm not sitting there saying Steele is all this and that. You already know. Let me just pull up some Steele stats right now, man, because he has struggled this year. Let me see some Terrence Steele. But they're not sitting him. If they were, I mean, I would love to see Zach Martin, and I know that's not your position, Zach, and I know you probably hate it, but if Zach Martin went out at right tackle, yeah, Connor McGovern at right guard, Tyler Biadasz as your center, Connor Williams as your left guard, and then Brandon Knight, when he comes back, take back over Cam Irving, and that would be your left tackle, in my opinion. Unless they feel better at Cam Irving, I don't. I think Brandon Knight is just better. He's not probably more athletic than Cam, but he's just a fighter to me. He does have his warts, but we understand he is a fighter and he's not terrible. But yeah, if you're asking me, I would look at that. Let me pull up some Terrence Steele. But like I said, Terrence Steele, you got potential. He has size. He has potential. He's not the physical attributes, like I said, are there. He's just not ready. And he's not strong enough. I mean, 21 total pressures already given up. Um, 3 hits allowed, 4 sacks allowed, 4 penalties. Best game was the Giants. Struggle mightily against those the Washington football teams. You see the Eagles; they have a good front. They're going to come with a lot of wave of defensive players, and it's just like, are we trying to win the game, or are we trying to win the game? Because if you ain't trying to win the game, you keep him still out there and just say, Zach Martin. I mean, I know Zach, you a right guard, and I feel you. But if you got to be a right tackle for this game to figure it out, man, it's got to happen. Because Terrence Steele, I don't want him playing against the Eagles, dog. We saw it happen when they go against formidable defensive ends. They play with them, they toy with them, they have fun with them, and it just throws out the whack. And you're starting a Ben DiNucci, most likely, who's a 7th-round pick. Who I like Ben DiNucci. You know what I'm saying? I think he got that moxie. They were already talking about he was in the building meticulously in and out. And he said it as soon as he had his opportunity. He said, I'm gonna be the first one in the building, the last one out. I think he's going to eat this up. That's why I feel like we're going to beat the Eagles. Because if you play these young guys who have that young, fresh energy, who are saying we ain't got nothing to lose, we're trying to play for spots, we're trying to play for jobs, I'm trying to get my implant my name on here. That's when things happen, man. You got guys who feel like this is my spot. I ain't going nowhere. I'm right here. Maybe you get a little lackadaisical, even with the new staff. You get them young and hungry guys who are hungry for a job and want to play. They are going to maybe play out of their mind, and that can happen in this game against these Eagles. Matter of fact, I'm saying it is going to happen. Let them young guys get in there. Let Randy Gregory get loose. Let send Bradley and Nye in there. Let them get some blitzes. Let these young guys get some flavor in here so we can get some excitement, because we need a spark. I said that before. We need a spark. And if you want to throw these young guys in, it can happen. Jay Graham 626 says, you think this O line will have better depth in the future after all these injuries, giving usual bench guys getting more time? Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of depth if you look at the future right now. I mean, look at this offensive line. If you're looking at the future, Terrence Steele is whack right now, but you don't know in the future. He's not a Chaz Green to me. He's not. He's not. He's not that bad. He's bad, but you put him in the weight room, you get him some good technique, let him work. I think we'll see a better player. Brandon Knight, he's a good swing tackle. You'll have Leo Collins back. I told y'all about the Tyron Smith thing. I'll try to dangle him and see what you can get for picks for him. But if they bring Tyron Smith back, you got Tyron Smith, Leo Collins, Brandon Knight, Terrence Steele, because that's valuable experience that he got this year. So he should be better. Zach Martin, Connor Williams, Connor McGovern, Joe Looney. You can re-sign him to another year. Nobody's beating down the door for no damn Joe Looney. Tyler Biadasz now. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have guys. They brought Adam Redmond back, who I told you who was going to make their initial roster. They cut him and they brought him back because they liked him. So you have guys on this roster with starters and depth. It's just they got decimated with the main guys going out. Because if the good thing, see, this is what you should be at least good happy about, is that you had your 2 starting tackles go out. You have guys that came in and have potential. It's not like you have these guys that are coming in and backing up Leo Collins and Tyron Smith. That you're like, oh man, once the year is over, get rid of them. I think you still have potential with this core, but the main people you have to play is McGovern, Biadasz, Zach Martin got to play. We know that. Brandon Knight got to get them reps when he comes back from injury. Connor Williams, he's been okay. I'm not mad at him right now. And we got to figure out what we're going to do with this last part. Is that's where it is. Who's going to play this right tackle position? I think that's the biggest thing, because probably Cam Murphy's going to start on this left side. Who's going to play this right tackle position against these Eagles, because they have a formidable front line? Juwan Williams says, good afternoon, bro. Love the show. Appreciate you, big dog. Do you see any good, valuable left tackles available? Really, really protect this quarterback. I'm gonna be real. I gotta look at the waiver wire. I haven't looked at any left tackles. I don't think they're really gonna jump out there and do something like that. I think they'll hit the draft. I don't feel like that. What up, G Garcia? I don't think they're gonna hit the market for the offensive line because I feel like they're seeing Tyron Smith. I feel like they have confidence in him coming back and La'el Collins. So I don't feel like they're going to make any trades or anybody for an offensive lineman. If anything, it would have to be defense. Um, in my opinion, I don't feel like they're going to test the offensive line this year as far as a trade or anything like that. Alex Pierce Ling. I have to see the draft. You know what I mean? I want defense. I'm a defensive guy. I want defense, defense, defense. We got to get a defensive minded person besides a Mike McCarthy that really focuses on really getting this defense together because that's what's been lacking all these years. I mean, let's keep it real. Dallas has had offense and had hell offense. We haven't had defense, even statistically, when they were sixth, I believe, in 2018 and fifth in 2016. 2018 um it was a good defense, but it wasn't dominant. Not in my opinion. It wasn't dominant. It was good. It wasn't dominant. We were excited, kept us in games, but it wasn't dominant. We need that. We need that fly around. We need to get that defense that's just nasty. Like when they come on the field, you just know sacks are coming, interceptions are coming. If you don't be on your game, we're going to be in that backfield all game. We don't have that seem like that aggressive tone. So I don't know. You got to get your own players in there. Definitely, I don't feel like Mike Nolan is the guy. I feel like you just need to figure it out. Just if you need to remove from him now, I say cut the losses now with him. If you're cutting the loss with players, cut the loss with the coach because at the end of the day, you don't. I don't think this team is going anywhere. As far as far, so if you're going to trim the fat, like they say, trim it right there and bring somebody in that the players are going to be motivated under, and then go from there. Right. Y'all remember, like I said, 2018 Colts, we played them. That damn Eberflus knew what the hell we was doing. They knew what we were doing. That's why they capitalized on us. I wish he would have never left. I wanted some Eberflus as our defensive coordinator. You know what's crazy though? Looking at some of this stuff. Banks 411 says, "Would you consider trading LVE if you can get a second?" Whew. Yeah, if somebody offer me a second round pick for LVE, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I like LVE. I really do. I was a little wary of him when they drafted. I was frustrated when they drafted him. There was some other players that I wanted. I liked Fred Warner. I liked Tremaine Edmonds that went over at Buffalo. I did a couple of videos about them. It wasn't like I was down on LVE when he was coming out of college. I just felt like, that neck injury was bothering me, that, I was seeing him getting swallowed up in that conference, and it wasn't like that was a dominant type conference. Offensive linemen were swallowing him up for being 6'4", 256 pounds, 260 pounds. He was getting swallowed up by offensive linemen. That was concerning to me when he was coming in shooting these gaps, A, B gaps. He was getting swallowed up. So I was getting concerned about that. Like, is he going to be the guy? But I do like his attitude. I do like his moxie. The main thing with him, he's injury prone. But if you were to come at me and say, I'll give you a second round pick, you know what? I love these players, but I don't have that loyalty to where, no, you can't do that. There's only a few players that would be untouchable in your system. And if you could do that and you're rebuilding and he's injury prone and brittle, I think that's the biggest thing. If he was a guy that was on the field and never missing plays, never missing games or anything like that, I would not probably do it because he's a building block for the future and he's young. But with that injury history that he has already early, yeah, that's something definitely I would consider because I could build on that. No, I don't want to. I don't want to give Alan. I don't want to give Mike Nolan another chance. I feel like this is the last year I want to see Mike Nolan. I don't want to see Mike Nolan anymore after this year. I'm just keeping it real. I'm not hating on Mike Nolan, but no. And like I said, I wasn't jumping up and down for Mike Nolan, but I was like, hey, it's something new. Let's see how this goes. Let's see what this can happen. Let's see what we can do. But I was never like gung ho. Now, like I said, I like Tom Sula, Al Harris. I jumped out there in the secondary banging Cook Lindquist. I wasn't geeked on Lindquist, but this is something that I was like, okay, it's new. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm cool on Mike Nolan being gone. I want activity. I want go hardness. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like sometimes this defense is aggressive enough. I mean, I think they're still only blitzing less than 20% of the time. I want to see guys going after this quarterback. I want to see guys playing reckless. I want to see guys playing crazy. We already understand that this is probably not going to be the season where the Cowboys do anything. So put these young guys out there, put them in positions, blitz, come after these guys like this Philly game, throw the whole kitchen sink at these guys, evaluate, come at him. Let's not play scared. Let's play aggressive because at the end of the day, the outcome could be the same whether you do it. So if you're going to lose going out hard. You feel me? If you lose in every game the rest of the year, lose going out, going hard. And don't lose what you seeing where they're making videos of the Cowboys each week saying, is this effort? Is this? Why are they not playing hard? Play hard to the very end. You know what I mean? Especially young players because y'all trying to get jobs for the future. What up, Lee Norman? I appreciate you, big dog. I mean, I was hoping for Mike Nolan too, but like I said, I wasn't geeked up on it. I was hoping for it. I know Jacob Trevino says George Edwards. Um, George Edwards was over there in Minnesota, but even then, Zimmer had his hands on all the defense. You get what I'm saying? Um, Wade Phillips, I brought Wade Phillips up. I didn't bring him up. I just basically because he was saying, hey, I'm out here, and I know he runs the 3-4 principles, but I think the biggest thing that if let's say if a Wade Phillips came in, I think one of the things between him and Mike Nolan is when we're talking about the effort and we're talking about the players' effort. I believe if you brought a Wade Phillips in, I feel like players would gravitate towards him, much like they gravitated Ron Marinelli. I feel like Marinelli may not have the talent, but players never really gave up on him. Players played hard for Marinelli all the time. They went hard for Marinelli. I really feel like that is true. They did. And so that's why you didn't see the blowouts and things of that nature. I appreciate you, Eddie Thompson. Thank you, buddy. But they really played hard from Rod Marinelli. That's just the truth. And like I said, statistically, the times that Rod Marinelli was here, he didn't have statistically bad teams. I mean, he got here in 2014. I said this before. 15th, 16th in 2015. They was 5th in 2016, 13th in 2017. And these are when we didn't have great teams. 2018, they were 6th. 2019, even when they were playing bad, they still ranked 11th. And then now, Mike Nolan, you have the worst defense in the league. So you could say that the coach did have an input on it because they stayed consistently in the middle of the pack or a little higher under Marinelli. But when he moves on, you get a Mike Nolan, it goes to straight trash. I think that does have coaching involved in it. And players aren't robots. They don't feel this, coach, and that's why you may give up and don't play as hard. You don't make the excuse for it because you're getting paid, and you can't make the excuse to give up on plays and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, I will say that if you did get a Wade Phillips, I do feel like the player's mentality, because Wade is a likable guy. A lot of players love playing for him. I haven't heard defensive players complain playing under Wade Phillips because he gives you the opportunity to be great. He gives you the opportunity to be your best, and he puts you in those positions. I think that's what Marinelli did. I think he just didn't go out there and get the top players. They played cheaply, thinking they could get away with it in that scheme, and you can't. You're trying to run that Tampa 2. You had dogs before on that Tampa 2, and that's why it was so good. You have regular players that's not going to really work in that Tampa 2 because eventually it's going to get exposed because the players aren't matching that system. You get what I'm saying? But you still had a coach who the players loved and they played hard for, and that's why you saw them consistently being in that mid to upper echelon of defensive performances. You have a guy who they're maybe not meshing. That's when you see guys giving up more, and that's why you see the defense the way it is. So I'm cool with you saying, okay, you're getting rid of these players. Let's go ahead and move on from Mike Nolan, because at the end of the day, it's not hurting your team right now. If you cut or if you fired Mike Nolan today, nobody's crying the blues. Nobody's like, oh, damn, we fired Mike Nolan. Nobody's crying the blues about that. You can't get any worse for real, for real. So, and Mike Nolan's not going to be here in the future. He better not be. So, what is hurting you for cutting him now and figuring out, let's get a guy, defensive guy in here? Maybe he could be the future defensive guy, maybe not. But we need some aggressiveness. We need to see what we really have in these young guys on this defense. So we need the best teacher to bring out their qualities so we can evaluate them from this year and beyond. Yeah, I'm hurt about snacks. Guap De Niro, what's up with you? G Garcia, McCarthy. Nolan was a McCarthy pick. That was his guy. I just feel like that was his friend, and sometimes they say you shouldn't hire friends. Um, and statistically, Mike Nolan hasn't had, good defenses. They've gone worse when he's taken over. And, like my guy, Patrick Kahn, shout out to you, dog. He was in the feed yesterday. We did a show. Shout out to you, Patrick Kahn. He said it's a trend, and it is. Mike Nolan gets with a good defense, then it goes bad. And he has done it with other teams. So he did it with Atlanta. Now he's doing it with Dallas. Like, these teams go bad when he comes in. That's just not because. What's up, Sally Lawyer? What's up? What up, CFZ? Derek Grimsley says, do you think they should fire Mike McCarthy before they give him a chance to implement his system, because we're not even playing his system right? Hell no. Jerry and them came out. I don't really listen to the Joneses. I don't listen to Joneses. Anything they say no more. That's just my personal opinion. You can go back and see my videos. I ain't gonna waste my time talking about them right now. I don't hate the Joneses, but I don't like how they run stuff, and that's just the way it is. And I just feel like we're gonna keep going in circles if they keep on doing what they're doing. But to answer your question, no, you don't fire Mike McCarthy. When people frustrated me when I heard them say fire Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is, once again, dealing with Jason Garrett players. I've been saying this all week. He's got Jason Garrett players. He needs to implement his system. It's much like a college coach. He's a college coach before him who's had a program for 10 years, and all of a sudden it went sour and you fired him. The new college coach you bring in that year, he is probably going to struggle a little bit because it's not his guys. He don't know them. The other coach knew him. He don't know them. So it's probably going to take a few years to bring in his players and get his staff the way it wants and have the program he wants. Now, if he gets his players and start weeding out the other players from the other program, he gets his players and he's still not winning, then yeah, it's the coach. You got to get rid of him too. It's just the reality of it. But at the end of the day, Mike McCarthy has to have a chance to be able to get his guys. I don't know if they're going to get any one takes, Jacob. For real, for real. But he has to get his guys, and he doesn't have his guys. You think Tyrone Crawford is his guy? Tyrone Crawford has a terrible rating this year. Okay. You think he wanted to keep Tyrone Crawford? No, that's the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? You think he wanted to keep him at $9 million a year? I don't believe that. I don't believe he did. You think he wanted to keep Sean Lee? Sean Lee hasn't played all year, hasn't practiced all year. It's week 7 going on week 8, and we still haven't seen Sean Lee. You think that was a Mike McCarthy thing? Keep him on to keep Sean Lee? You get what I'm saying? So those are the little things that bother me, but I don't want to go on about it. But those are the little things that bother me. So, um, you know, damn, I wish Tristan Hill wasn't hurt, man. No, ma'am. I like the name. What do you think it is specifically about Nolan that makes players not want to play hard for him? Just from me looking afar, just to answer that question, looking at just from me looking afar, when Brian Marinelli was there, he had a. I can't say that I didn't like Marinelli as a person, from afar, because he was straightforward. He seemed loving. He seemed like he really cared about the players, and he wanted the best for them. And when the players see that, I feel like they play for you harder. I don't feel maybe a Mike Nolan has that personable attitude toward players. And so maybe he's more standoffish, more robotic. And maybe players, I know that if I had a coach like that, that would maybe turn me off a little bit. So I think that has to do with it. I think he just has the more, I can't really describe, he's just kind of blah. And I think the players look at him like blah. And I think that's why, just my opinion, looking from afar. Roshan said Al Harris is stealing money. You're right, Bushfire, but that's what it is, though. We already understand this in Jerry Land. I mean, this is something like this is not something that we don't know. This is what you have to deal with the Dallas Cowboys. It's always gonna he Jerry Jones made a point to say it again that the buck stops with him. He always has to make the point of saying the buck stops with him. And that's the problem, man. I mean, like I said, Jerry and them do these shut up signings or these shut up cuts. If they see the Cowboys fans chirping real loud, they do a cut or a signing to shut us up. And right now, cutting Dontario Poe, Daryl Worley, and trading Everson Griffen shuts us up for a little bit. Gives them time to figure out what they want to do. That shuts us up. They do shut up signings and shut up cuttings. They listen. They're looking in the media because they're always in the media. So why wouldn't they be listening to what the and it's affecting their money? I don't give a hell. You don't think they ain't worried about that money? Yeah, I know they want to win. I believe Jerry Jones really wants to win. I do. But I know he's also worried about that damn money. Bushfire says, how can we move forward? I mean, this is how you move forward is play these young guys. You need to the people you drafted this year, they all need to play. I don't maybe it's not by chance that Andy Dalton got hurt like that and Danucci's in. So if that's the case, hell, if Andy Dalton comes back and your season you're already lost and you're already like 2-9, why are you playing Andy Dalton? Keep Danucci in there and just let him play for real. I mean, he's a 7th-round draft pick. You ain't killing his confidence. He ain't the guy for the future, but he'll be probably might be a damn good backup. That guy in the spurt, he ain't the future, not in my opinion. So let him get some reps and get some good work. You don't need to go back to Andy Dalton because Andy Dalton ain't gonna be here next year. So why play Andy Dalton, especially if it's a lost season? Play Danucci, play all these young boys, and evaluate your team. And that's the biggest thing you want to do. Because we saw Dak Prescott really held this team together, the glue. As soon as he goes down, the team fell apart. So it wasn't really good. And as I said before, Dallas is 2-5 right now, right? They were 8-8 last year. Once again, 10-6. That was on a run after 3-5. Before that, 9-7. So it wasn't like Dallas Cowboys had dope teams. 2016, 13-3, but the year before that, 4-12. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, 2014, 12-4, but the year before that, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. So it wasn't like Dallas was rolling out these dominating ass teams that Mike McCarthy got it handed to. Sean Mike says, what you doing if you get a top 2 pick for the next draft? Shit, I'm trading. I know everybody wants to get Trevor Lawrence and these top quarterbacks. I get it. I'm trying to trade and get picks, get more picks, picks. That's what happened with the Dallas Cowboys way back in the day. You get them picks. Like I said, Gruden came into Oakland, and what did he do? He got rid of them top dogs. He got rid of Mari Cooper. He got rid of Khalil Mack. He got rid of all that salary and got rid of it and got picks. And what he do? He used them picks to build his team up and get his guys. That's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to use them picks, trade out and get more picks, and get your guys and get surplus and load up on players. You got to get a draft where you get like 15, 16 picks, man, and load up and get your guys and start building, because we've seen it in the NFL before. Your team can turn around quickly. It's not a long process now in the NFL. If you trade a lot of the top guys or trade and get picks and get surplus of picks and you draft right, that's the key. Drafting right. You draft right, you can be right back on the come up within a couple of years if you got some pieces already in place. So it's not something that you have to wait for forever like it was back in the day when I watched the NFL. It can come up quickly. So I'm saying if you got a top 2 pick or something like that, trade out and get more picks because you need to add players. Defense, 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 y'all. We haven't invested in defense in how long? Well, they have tried. Let me not say that. They have tried to do it, but they failed. So when we look at front office blunders, we got to look at the top. I don't want to keep harping on them, but there've been blunders. There've been blunders on the drafts because we haven't had a. When's the last good defensive draft that the Cowboys had? You have to wait and see what happens this 2020 draft. But when's the last time the Dallas Cowboys, well, you could say defensively, and they solely, like I said, when you have Bill Parcells come in, what's the first thing he did? He went defense. He brought implemented his system, and he got defensive players. That's what keeps you in the game. Offense is dope. Offense sells tickets. It's dope. It's dope to have Dak throwing all these yards and Ezekiel Elliott for running 15, 1,600 yards and Amari Cooper getting 100 catches and all that. That's dope. But eventually, when you get closer to the end of the season, you're going to come across teams that have defense. And when you get in the playoffs, you have to have a defense. That offense is not going to work every single week you play. You might have 2, 3, 4 spurts, but eventually you're going to come across a defense that's going to shut that shit down. And when they shut that shit down, you got to have a defense that's got to be able to answer the call and not fold under pressure. And Dallas doesn't have that. And they need to build on that. They need to put a concerted effort into defense. Like I said, I wasn't hating on Byron Jones. I like Byron Jones, but I knew they weren't going to sign Byron Jones to a $16 million a year contract, so there wasn't no point in me keeping talking about that. But at the end of the day, you had a guy who could have kept on solidifying, locking down one spot, and you could have built from it, but they didn't want to do it. They want to invest in offense and keep the fans in the seats because that brings in fans. Scoring 40 points a game brings in tickets, okay? Scoring 10 points a game and shutting teams down, that don't bring in tickets until late. But the glitz and glamour does. But they got to invest heavily on this defense, and they got to find a defensive mind that can really do it. Dorian Douglas. So how do you feel about the game Sunday night? We're winning. I done already said it. We're beating Philly. I'm just gonna say it again. We're beating Philly. I'm not jumping out there cocky or anything like that. I just feel like for one game, these guys are gonna rise above. You know, I just feel like watch the press clippings. I hear so many NFL players saying, "I don't watch the TV. I don't watch the news. I don't." Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You watch the press clip. You watch all that. You're a player. Yes, you do. You might not watch it all the time. You know, I may not base things on it, but you damn watch the news and you hear people talking and chirping. If management and ownership is hearing the talking, you think the players are telling off the TV and never watching and listening. Okay, I don't believe that. Yes, you are listening. So listen to everybody saying you suck. Listen to everybody saying you're trash. Listen to everybody saying you're overrated. Listen to everybody saying your season's done. Listen to everybody saying that the Philadelphia Eagles going to whip your ass when you come in their house. Listen to all that. Get with yourselves. Call each other on the phone. Text each other and say, man, dog, you keep on hearing these fools talking about how we busters and we sorry and how we going to go up in Philly and they're going to whoop our ass, man. We ain't on that. That's what y'all need to do. Stop worrying about everything else. You know what I'm saying? Worry about getting that damn dove and let it mean something to you. I'm sorry. I I'm not trying to compare these players to the 90s or anything like that, but when I watched them players in the 70s and 80s and 90s, they cared. I don't know if this team cares, and somebody has to start caring because what I see is not caring, and they have to show us, and they can't get mad at us because we're looking at y'all and saying, "Dog, I mean, I played football, I played basketball, I played sports, I've coached. I know effort from not effort." And what y'all showing is not effort. And so what? We're going to be frustrated, man, because at the end of the day, dog, we have passion and we love our football team. So what do you think, man? If we're coming and bringing that passion and saying, "Man, come on, let's go." Y'all got to bring it too. Y'all got to care, man. And that's all we want. We want y'all to care and bring that passion that we have behind y'all to y'all on the field. What up, Unc? Yeah, Brandon Boyce, I hear you about Rod Davis because he was supposed to be the guy that kept the locker room together. So I totally hear you on that one. I feel you, Jacob, with Steele, but they seem to like him. For real. And shout out to my Australian peoples. They was in here yesterday. Shout out to my Australian peoples. Ferris from Australia, that is what's up. Salutes to you. Hey, like I said, Dorian Douglas, you can talk all that trash you want, but have that same energy when we beat you, dog. Because you know what? Every time y'all be talking all that trash, all these fans talk all this trash, and then when y'all lose, I can't find you. So make sure you still got that same energy. Because see, I don't run. I don't run. I'll admit when you beat us. I had to want a bet. I had to run, wear a stupid brownie shirt, and I ain't pay for no brown shirt. I just wearing my damn orange ass work shirt. I don't have no problem running. People will be like, "Oh, where you at?" I ain't running. I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we whooped your ass. Okay, I'm standing right here and saying you whooped our ass. Okay, so what? You beat us. But say I don't run. But a lot of you guys will be in here, be talking all that trash. When y'all lose, we can't find y'all. So make sure you ain't that person because I ain't that person. Even if I wasn't on the radio, I'll still be on Facebook. I'll still be whatever, chirping and sticking my chest out with my Cowboys gear on saying F y'all teams because I don't care. I don't run or hide after we lose, after you've been talking. I don't run. So make sure all y'all that got that energy in here that are other teams or the Philadelphia, whatever y'all call, because I don't got no respect for no Eagles. So what, y'all won one Super Bowl after 800 years. Now y'all smelling yourselves. Y'all 2-4-1. Like, how are, it's funny. I listen to y'all 2-4-1 and y'all geeked up. You know what I'm saying? You barely beating Giants like we are. You barely beating squads. You tying with Cincinnati. You know what I mean? The only thing you got really going for is your quarterback, and he's just okay. He's turnover prone. The only thing really got is your front four and your defense. But we already know y'all classic chokers too. We've seen it time and time again. How many times the Philadelphia Eagles have been classic chokers? You know what I'm saying? Like Dallas has choked. We can admit that. But damn, Philadelphia is hella choked. I mean, do I need to go back to why Andy Reid got rid of Andy Reid? Because y'all choked and choked a lot, choked all the time. And now because y'all finally got one after 60 years of your foundation, whatever, now y'all pump out your chest. Nobody respects the Philadelphia Eagles, dog. And that's just the problem. That's why you Philly fans are always mad at the world. I can understand it because nobody respects Philly because nobody cares about y'all. Nobody respects the Philadelphia Eagles. Nobody really does. Let's keep it real. Nobody ever looks at the Philadelphia Eagles like, ooh, Philadelphia Eagles. Nobody looks at y'all like that. And that's what makes y'all mad. That's what gets y'all frustrated. And then you're in the division with the Cowboys. We own y'all. It's just the reality of it. Okay, what? You beat us last year after four straight getting swept with a coach named Jason Garrett. We were sweeping Dallas Cowboys was sweeping the Philadelphia Eagles with Jason Garrett. He ain't even a good coach and he was sweeping y'all. Get what I'm saying? And I ain't even going back to the history, but we own y'all. And that's just the facts. And even before we were owning y'all. Go on a 5, 6, 7, 8 win gauge streak where y'all sweeping us like that, and then we'll talk. But y'all ain't, and y'all haven't, and y'all jealous. Y'all jealous because y'all want to be us. We don't want to be the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas Cowboys, no other team wants to be the Philadelphia Eagles. Nobody respects y'all. Y'all the most annoying fans out there. Okay. And y'all want to be us. That's why y'all always keep us in your mouth. I'm just telling y'all the truth. Y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all always keep us in your mouth. We ain't never talking about Philly, dog. We never talk. Who? Why would the Dallas Cowboys talk about the Philadelphia Eagles? Because y'all ain't nobody to us. But every year, every damn game, y'all might play the Cincinnati Bengals. We want Dallas. Next week, y'all play the Green Bay Packers. We want Dallas. We stay on your minds and in your mouth. But every week we play, we don't say we want the Eagles. That's what hurts y'all and bothers y'all because nobody cares about the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's the truth. And that's the way it's always going to be. Dorian Douglas, you said we ain't been shit for 26 years. Y'all ain't been shit forever. You just got something. And that's the only thing you're going to live on for the next 20 years because you're not seeing it again for a while. And that's all y'all going to live on. Stop being mad, man. Y'all just some angry people. Y'all angry people. That's why y'all always fighting at your games. That's why y'all beat people, try to fight people all the time. You know why? Because y'all know. That's why y'all fight people all the time. Because y'all know y'all whack. What's up, Stephen Arthur? That's why y'all fight people. We don't be fighting people because we know we with the Cowboys. We don't need to fight y'all. Y'all fight everybody. Y'all want to argue with everybody. You know why? Because y'all ain't good. Like seriously, man, y'all Eagles fans is funny. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. It just proves the point. I ain't hating on y'all, but y'all always being Cowboys feeds. You feel what I'm saying? I don't hate on the Eagles. Like I'm not hating on y'all being in the feed. That's what's up. I appreciate that. Much love. No disrespect. But y'all always in the Cowboys feed. And let me go in the Eagles feed and see a whole bunch of Cowboys people in the Eagles feeds. No, we're not gonna be in your feeds. What up? Hey ho, Charles Gross with the $5 holler. We appreciate you. Cowboys fans ain't gonna be all in Eagles feeds. Why? Why would we be in your feeds? For what? You're nobody. The only reason why I've gotten one Philly feed is because Philly Notion is my guy. I like him. He's cool people. I like to support him. He's a good guy. But I trolled him a few weeks because he's always in my feed. I never was in his feed first. He was always in my feed. So I finally said, I'm gonna get in your feed and troll you because you're always talking trash. But if he never trolled me, I'll never go on the Philadelphia Eagles feed. I don't care to hear anything you guys got to say. I don't care what you are talking about. You guys are whack to me. I'm not wasting my time going in a Philly feed. Y'all whack, bro. Like it's just real talk, man. Just get it. Y'all need to get over it. You know what I'm saying? It's the real talk. You know, y'all don't want to hear that. Get over it. Nobody cares about Philly because I'm about to get up off of here. But one last time, nobody cares about the Philadelphia Eagles, and that bothers you. You get what I'm saying? Like people are like, here's the thing. Even the Washington football team is whack. Like the Washington football team is whack, but they still get more respect than y'all. That's just truth. You know what I'm saying? The Giants, even though they whack, they still get more respect than y'all. You get what I'm saying? And that's what y'all don't like. That's what bothers y'all, and y'all hate it because nobody respects the Eagles, man. And you know it. Y'all know it. That's why y'all always mad because nobody respects y'all. And y'all always want y'all respect, but we ain't giving it to you. You got a long way to go. Okay, Philly? Y'all got a long way to go. And let me tell you something, dog. All that mouth y'all running and y'all lose this week, I'm gonna be relentless, just so you know. I'm not the super troll type. I'll troll you, but I won't super troll because after a while it's like I'm bored of that. I don't want to troll you no more because you ain't worth me trolling. But let me tell you something, dog. We beat you. I'm gonna troll the hell out of y'all. I'm gonna find all y'all people that was in this feed, cause y'all know y'all gonna run. I know I won't be able to find y'all that was bumping your gums in my feed today. All you Philly fans that be bumping your gums, and when y'all lose, and I'm gonna be trying to search y'all out. I'm trying to look up your YouTube pages and your Facebook pages, and I ain't gonna be able to find you for the next 3 weeks until you win again, and then you're gonna come out of the rocks and talking your trash. No, I'm gonna troll you, and I'm for real gonna troll you, Philly. And when we have this, we got a SmackDown coming on Friday night. Let me say that before I get out of here. We got a SmackDown that's going down 5-on-5, five Philly content, Philadelphia Eagles content creators against the Dallas Cowboys. Five content creators. We're going to get that in this Friday. We'll get some thumbnails on it hopefully today or tomorrow. So make sure you in there. I'm going to be in there. My dog Jay Tuck is going to be in there. Cowboys Talk, I believe he's up and comer. He's getting his thing on. We all going to bang. We going to go hard in the paint. But at the end of the day, dog, you Philadelphia Eagles lose, y'all in some trouble, dog. I'm going to troll the hell out of you. Philly knows I'm going to troll you probably like every day for at least 7 days. I don't even do that kind of stuff, but I'm going to just troll you and just say what happened because y'all always talk the loudest and the weakest. The ones that talk the loudest are always the weakest in the bunch. You get what I'm saying? And y'all always talking loud, always talking trash. And then when y'all lose, then what? Y'all always the loudest. Gonna get your ass smacked. And you're gonna take that L this Sunday. So get ready for it. The Nucci gonna surprise your ass. The offensive line's gonna surprise your ass. That running game, people gonna play inspired. They may not play inspired the rest of the damn year, but I'm calling on them to play inspired. They getting rid of some players. They're trying to get a new focus. That young blood gonna be up in there this week. You're gonna get these young guys that are hungry to try to get a job, and y'all coming in there all high and mighty, thinking y'all gonna do this and that, smelling yourselves at 2-4-1, thinking y'all gonna win the division and go in the playoffs and make a run. And guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna smack you in your face. So, with that being said, I appreciate everybody that was in the feed today. It was an awesome cracking. Y'all had a cracking today, man. Y'all been awesome. I wanted to tell you guys right before I get off of here, we're at 4,500 on this the Silver and Blue Nation. I said I wanted to get 5K before the season was over. Oh, that's a super possibility. Within the next few weeks, it can happen. And then we want to keep pressing on. So, number one, I want to give a shout out to everybody that has supported Silver and Blue Nation. Big Game James. I want to continue to thank you guys for everything you guys do for the channel and the page. What you guys do for the late night hype for Law Nation and Skywalker Steel. I just want to tell you, I appreciate everybody from Facebook who has supported, build up my Big Game James page, my Silver and Blue Nation page. And I just want to give a shout out to everybody that has helped build up. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Dirk W. Thank you very much. Yes, go please vote. Definitely go do that. But I just want to always continue. Maybe I don't say it enough, but thank you, everybody. Whether you're, a non-Cowboys fan and you're in here supporting, having a good time, or you're a deep Cowboys fan, you're a member, you're a subscriber. I just want to tell you guys salutes for everything you have done for the page and how you're continuing to let it grow. I really, really love you guys. I can't say it enough how much it means to me when we have 200-300 people in the feed and we're talking. That's magical to me, and it's all because of you guys. And I always want to give you guys the respect of how much you guys have done for myself and all the YouTubers out there that try to give you guys really good Cowboys content, because we really work hard and try to bring the best to you guys, the information, the interviews, the people. We just want to continue to bring the best Cowboy stuff to you. So whenever you turn on anything Cowboys, we're your first go-tos, and hopefully Silver and Blue Nation and Big Game James is one of those people that one of your go-tos whenever you're talking about Cowboys football. So hopefully I can keep on bringing that fire for you. Thank you very much for once again for your support, and I love you guys deeply for everything you've done for me. And let's continue to grow. Let's continue to get better, and let's get this W against these Eagles, and let's rub it in their face come Monday morning. Salutes. I'll talk to you. Burgers and Blitzes is going on tomorrow with my guy Mike White. We may have another stream going on. I got another guest coming on this week. Boss Cowboys, me and him Saturday. The final report's going down Saturday. The Royal Rumble is Friday with the Cowboys content creators against the Philly content creators. So we got a big show this whole week. You know how we keep on trying to bring it. We kind of keep on trying to keep it fresh, funky, and all that good stuff, man. I love you guys. Salute, and man, be safe, and tell your loved ones you love them, and give them a hug from me. Peace.